So while pro-Hamas sympathizers in American universities are protesting Israel for defending themselves, and leftist media and politicians falsely claim the genocide of Palestinians, there's an inconvenient truth everyone is missing, and perhaps it may be intentional. And of course, because it would shatter the left's narrative, a UK Commission report has found that the persecution of Christians is coming close to a genocide level in the Middle East, and that the overwhelming majority of those persecuted are Christians at a staggering 80%. Many kidnapped, imprisoned, killed, and discriminated against across Southeast Asia, Sub-Saharan Africa, and East Asia. Think about this for a second. The population of Christians used to be 20% in the Middle East. It's now 5%. As you can see, the genocidal level of persecution has prompted an exodus of Christians that's been going on for decades. Join me now, host of the Eric Metaxas radio show, author of Letter to the American Church, Eric Metaxas. Eric, good to have you on. You know, we're watching this fight in the Middle East going on and something being lost in all these conversations. Tell us what's happening to Christians around the world, and especially in Muslim countries.
Well, I mean, I think we have to say, Eric, that the persecution of Christians or Jews, it's about a hatred of the God they worship. And if you think about it, Christians, you know, pretty much came up with this idea we call religious liberty, right? If you come to live in a country that's, you know, predominantly serious Christians, you don't have to abide by their faith, right? The idea is you can't force faith. But in places around the Middle East, obviously those controlled by radical Muslims, they not only, you know, bully you or cancel you, but they will persecute you horribly. Genocide has happened at the hands of radical Muslims going through the centuries. We need to be really clear. There is evil in the world. We're seeing it with our own eyes. What Hamas did in Israel a couple of weeks ago, there's no other word for it. It is evil. These are not political differences. This is not war. This is evil. Persecuting people for what they believe is evil, and any principled person needs to stand against it. Religious liberty is the cornerstone of all liberties, and it's what made America America. And they have it in Israel as well, by the way. You don't have to become a Jew to live in Israel. But there are many people around the world who don't feel that way.
Eric, the squadsters, Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, AOC say that because Israel is now wanting to go in on the ground and eradicate Hamas, the terrorists, they're involved in some sort of ethnic cleansing. Isn't that what Hamas is trying to do to Israel?
I mean, think of the irony. Think of the irony. If Israel were interested in ethnic cleansing, everyone, you and we would be screaming because we are against that kind of stuff. So this is absolute nonsense. If Israel were to even lean in that direction, people like me would be the first ones to scream and to say something. That is not happening. By God's grace, nothing like that will ever happen. But yes, that is precisely the goal, not just of Hamas, but many radical Muslims. They want to wipe every Jew off the face of the earth. They want to obliterate Jews from the face of the earth. It's just what the Nazis were already doing. That's ethnic cleansing. But these terms, Eric, are thrown around. People say, you're a racist, you're a transphobe, terms get thrown around because they don't have an argument. They have to kind of use emotion, and they have to use terms like ethnic cleansing to get people kind of animated and crazy so that you can't have a serious conversation. But you know and I know Israel is not in the business of ethnic cleansing. God forbid, it's total nonsense. But they're going to say that. What else are they going to say? When you have just butchered 1,400 people, murdered, not killed, murdered innocent people, is there anything to say? No, you're just going to, try to gin up your base and try to get you crazy and bring terms around.
I think those three can just say, button it, zip it. If you don't have anything sensible to say, if you don't know what you're talking about, stop talking. You're digging a hole, hand me the shovel. Very quickly, this whole sense, I consider you a biblical scholar. Is that fair enough to say? Fair enough to ask?
No, but thank you. Okay. I'm an amateur theologian. Happy to be described. Okay.
Just define an eye for an eye. What does that mean, and relate it to what's going on in the Middle East, please?
Well, I mean, it's kind of funny. when you think about it, most ancient cultures were so brutal that to retaliate one for one would be considered civilized. So an eye for an eye originally in the Old Testament was civilized. In other words, you kill one of ours, we're not going to kill 1,000 of yours. We're going to kill one, But the point is, Jesus, of course, in the New Testament takes it to a whole different level, showing mercy. We didn't obliterate Japan and Germany. We tried to build those nations back after we defeated them. So, in the West, in the Christian West, we have a much higher standard. But again, I want to be clear, when you're talking about people like Hamas, this is evil. This is evil. And the only good thing, Eric, is that when you see real evil, you want to turn to God. And that's what's happening around the world. You see things that make no sense. You say, this is evil. Okay, God, where are you? I want to turn to you, because there's no other answer to what we're seeing.
Eric Metaxas, thank you for your time.
My pleasure. Thank you.